Hello. It's week 5, and this week we looked at reality. And this week's readings looked at the topic of reality and how the very essence is quickly changing and adapting to suit our modern day needs. So this is as a result of all the technology and the media we have come to know. And now there's two very distinct terms of reality. So the first one is virtual realities, and the second one would be augmented realities. Before the reading, I was a little bit familiar with the idea of virtual realities, probably due to gaming, where users can play in these kind of simulated virtual worlds. For instance, I personally played in Sims before, and there was also a really popular one called Second Life. So this whole idea of creating a whole different life, really different to your real life, was really popular and still is now. It's still growing. So these virtual reality environments are simulated, and they kind of show a physical presence in places in the real world as well as in imaginary worlds. So interestingly, I thought my examples of virtual reality games may have been somewhat a little bit old-fashioned. And so I went on and also did some research into virtual reality games today and found some of them looked at the Virtusphere, and this is like a hamster-like ball that users go on and they play virtual reality games. So the purpose of this sphere in the game was to allow people to actually walk wherever they want, in whatever direction they wanted. Granted, this was filmed in 2010. I had no idea that virtual reality games today had improved this much, especially because I used to play them a few years back. I would say maybe like 3 or 4 years back. And now it actually is to the point where you can literally walk to places in a game. On the other hand, in terms of augmented realities, in the readings, this looks at being augmented by computer-generated sensory input, such as sound, video, graphics, or GPS data. This means where virtual reality looked at simulating environments as a substitute to reality, augmented reality looked at virtual elements enhancing one's current perception of reality. And that was referenced in Wikipedia 2013. So an example of this would be Google Street Maps, where users can actually see the street and what it looks like, as opposed to reading off directions. This is a temporary version of reality, and it's only used to enhance our reality. Personally, I use Google Maps nearly every time I go out, so very useful, even to people who cannot understand it. It's so easy now. So there were 2 readings for and against augmented reality programs. I found it really funny how the 7 ways augmented reality will improve your life was published in 2012, and in 2013 there's an article about social consequences of augmented reality. So Drell's 2012 article looked at the benefits of the augmented reality through virtual exploration. So this is kind of like the maps that I was talking about, and being able to virtually explore a museum and shop, virtually travelling, and even being used for medical emergencies. This was also contrasted against Haven's, the 2013 article I mentioned, where he brought up the idea of augmented realities taking a toll on our privacy and our relationships. So social interaction will take a toll. Because we're too focused now on our technology instead of living in the actual moment with our friends and family. I can personally relate to this idea because it's true. Social media like Instagram, Facebook and Twitter has changed our view on reality, where our generation is more online than offline. So my friends and I recognised this on a recent trip to America. As a result, we imposed a phone ban for the duration of the trip. We're only allowed to pick up phone calls to our family. And we did I think we lasted 3 days, and we actually had the time of our lives, but after that we kind of Instagrammed everything. But anyway, yeah, so that's my take on reality.